Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks Revisionist History. Earlier today, we wrapped up the month of August, and at the end of every month, we have an end of the month summary video where we take a look at the standings, and this time around, we're 1 month away from the end of the season, so we'll look at the playoff potentials. We also will take a look at the league leaders with 1 month to go, and we'll also take a look at the September call-ups. We have, I believe, 14 roster spots that are created when you flip to the month of September. And so potentially you can bring up as many guys as you can to fill out those 14 spots. And I'll show you how I go about filling those roles and how we're going to handle that the rest of the season. A couple things I want to mention here first. We did lose earlier today. We finished the month on a 3-game losing streak. Some really pathetic losses. I feel like our players are really worn down. Like whatever the rating system is in this game, however it is utilized to create productivity, I feel like we've kind of reached the max with a lot of our players. Some of the players that were late season additions, maybe they didn't make the opening roster, or they weren't everyday players who are playing now every day. Those are the players that are really succeeding. And we're going to look at the roster here momentarily, but we flipped the calendar, as we did have a winning month, by the way. We flipped the calendar to September, and you'll see we're going to close out a 2-game series on the road versus the Astros, and then we take on the Padres before a day off. Rockies, Giants, Padres, Giants, Dodgers, Padres, Dodgers, and then we wrap up the month of the rest of the season with a 3-game series against the Rockies. I don't know why it's 1 at home and 2 on the road, but we're basically just playing teams in our own division after we close out the Astros here, and that's the way it should be. I mean, I'll say that's accurate and seems right. I can't explain that Rockies issue at the end of the season, but you know, it is what it is. So, okay, let's take a look at the first things first. Let's take a look at our roster and the September call-ups. I think that's probably the best thing. Here it is. Here's our batters, and you know, having an expansion team and having an additional 14 players added. Actually, is it 14? It's either 15, maybe it's 15 or 16 added to the roster. You're going to call up a lot of players you're never going to get a chance to use. All the players that are in our everyday lineup, we want them to get at bats. We want them to accumulate stats. Potentially every hitter in our lineup could get to double digits in home runs. And we want to get someone on our team to 100 runs scored or perhaps 100 RBI, which may or may not happen. So when I consider whom I'm going to bring up for September, I want it to be players that I've already used, this year to cover for injuries, or give them a quick cup of coffee to see if they could help us when we needed them most. So Adam Hisdu and Kareem Garcia automatically will be added to the team. Bubba Smith, a first baseman, here he is our best hitter at the AAA level. He's only got 168 at-bats, which is a problem, because if you have 2 first basemen at any level of the minor league system, they somehow share, a platoon or whatever. But he is the best hitter. He has the highest on-base percentage, and so we'll give him a chance to come up. I don't know if we'll play him or not, but he's a 28-year-old rookie, and I think he's earned it, right? We're also going to bring up Danny Clausen, who once played for the Tigers. He is a third baseman. He might even get into tomorrow's game. and play third base. He's not a bad defender. But this is not the kind of guy you're going to give a lot of at-bats to down the stretch. But I kind of want to see what Danny Clausen can do. He's not going to be more than ever a role player. But defensively, he is better than most of the minor league people we have. He is on the roster. Edwin Diaz was actually on the real 1998 team as a rookie. You can see his 1998 Topps card right here. So based on that alone, we're going to give him an opportunity. And the final player will be Jeremy Quire, who is a unknown catcher. He is the oldest catcher that we have in our minor league system. We've traded away a lot of catchers. So he'll get the opportunity to be our third catcher. Everybody else does not make the cut. So that is only 6 batters, and that means we can add 10 more pitchers, which we desperately need. Our bullpen is so terrible right now, I'm not really sure how to solve the problem. But what I will say is Troy Percival has just played himself out of a contract. He has been so terrible, getting crushed since we traded for him when he was so good. And that's on me. I should have followed my own rule. The guy's walked 13 guys in 23 innings, giving up big hits, home runs. He's unplayable. And so what I've done is, here's our bullpen. We've got Felix Rodriguez, who's at least been consistent. He's our closer the rest of the way. Hands down, no questions asked. Nelson Cruz had a bad game today, but at least he's consistent. He's fine as a setup role. Chris Hammond, welcome to the setup role as a lefty. He's our new lefty setup guy. Omar Dahl, I guess we've just pitched him too much because he sucks. He's given up runs in 3 consecutive games, including giving up a shit ton of runs in his last 2 games. So we're going to drop him like off the page, basically. Chris Hammond will move up because he's still pitching well. Clint Sadowski up from AAA. You'll see the first time around he did pretty good, despite not having a good rating. Joel Adamson has been perfectly fine since being recalled. The baby-faced assassin has been absolutely terrible since we traded for him. We're dropping him to short relief. Joel Peralta, who was terrible before we sent him down for Joel Adamson. He'll be on the roster. Neil Weber, welcome back. Neil, my son, my precious boy. He's now back on the roster. Troy Percival, we're dropping him way down here. I have no idea under what circumstance he would be usable. Then we have Mark Redmond, who may get 1 or 2 more starts just to see if he's got anything to offer us. Joe Borowski, will give him some more shots. Bob Wolcott might get 1 or 2 more starts. I'm unsure. And then we have Jared Fernandez, who's injured and will be back in a week. He will take over for Reed Cornelius as soon as he's healthy. We need to find out if Jared Fernandez can offer us anything. Anybody below Jared Fernandez, while it does show that they're technically on the roster, will not be used. And I believe if you don't play them, they will not get days toward arbitration, right? So yeah, everybody below Jared Fernandez. So we're not bringing up anyone that is going to be exciting. No one who's going to change things for us. But what I always love about September call-ups is that you can do more matchups. If I have to use 5 different lefties from the bullpen to match up with lefties, although lefties don't seem to get lefties out in our game, at least I'm going to try to do that. And the same with some righties. So we're going to get a lot of games accumulated for this second tier of pitchers here. But these are going to be our guys, and it's pretty sad. But that's where we're at right now. And I think Troy Percival is just, I'm super disappointed. He's cost us opportunities to win in nearly every game he's pitched in the last 10 days. So that is our roster with the September call-ups. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm always kind of curious to take a look at like team by team to see if a September call-up goes right into the lineup. Like, we're not going to do this for every team, but we'll just look at the Mets because they're so bad in our sim. Is there a September call-up that goes right into the lineup? And there is. Somebody named Ralph Milliard, who was on the Marlins in 97 and 96, and he got 600 at-bats at AAA, and they're going to put him in the leadoff role. 48 stolen bases. He got caught. 18 for 30. That's terrible. But you know what do the Mets have to lose? But that's the kind of thing I will do on my own time. I will take. Oh, he's going to, and actually that means Carlos Baerga has lost his job despite batting .316 with 14 home runs. I mean, that's just stupid. But I can't control what this stupid game does. And Dicky Gonzalez will now be the number 4 starter on the Mets. So, Bobby Jones, Al Leiter, they're injured. They'll come back probably. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to do that on my own, and I'll take a look at all the teams. I just get interested in seeing if any rosters change drastically like that. Now, we'll take a look at the standings, and then before we do the league leaders, and we'll look at the wild card as well. Now, I feel like there's not, it isn't very often we see changes in the divisions, the rankings here, when you get into September. Typically, the team that's got the lead in the division will be the team that wins the division. I don't know if I've ever played. No, I can honestly say I've never played with a wild card before. So I don't know if the wild card will switch or not. But, you know, in our division, the Giants have the best record in all of baseball. They're only 5-5, but you see what the game does. It automatically just levels everyone out. The Astros in real life, the team we're playing right now, they won 102 games and made the playoffs in 1998. And they lost to the Padres, I believe, in this in one of the playoff series. I'm not sure if I guess it was the divisional. But yeah, so I mean, I look at the, you know, we're never going to get past the Padres or the Dodgers to get to the wild card spot. You know, maybe we did have an outside chance for a minute, and it's not like we're not hitting. We have a better batting average than the league average, more home runs, more stolen bases. But the game has already kind of put a governor on us, and we will not be able to get over the hump. And, you know, it's sad because we're probably better than those two teams when it comes to hitting. Maybe not pitching, but, you know, like, we should be more in it. I think we gave up too many games early on while we were trying to find out what our roster will become for now and for the future. And so while I think our changes gave us opportunity to be a better than 500 team, we're not going to be able to make that late season run like we did with the Seattle Pilots. So, you know, Atlanta, Houston, and San Francisco, they've all got it sewn up. It's only a matter of knowing who's going to win in the wild card. And right now the Dodgers have a 4-game lead over the Padres in the division as well as in the wild card. Montreal is kind of right there. They're 10 games over 500. And then, you know, we may very well just fall right off this chart here in the last month. Cleveland, who's won 6 in a row out of nowhere, is 4.5 up on the Yankees now for the wild card. We'll look at the American League. So Boston is 2.5 up on the Yankees, but Cleveland has a better record than New York. So the Yankees are going to have to win the division if they're going to make it into the playoffs. It's crazy to think that Kansas City and Cleveland will have the 2 wild card teams. But that's kind of where we're at right now, I guess, right? Seattle's got the division sewn up, and really it's going to be one of these 2 guys, Kansas City or Cleveland, to win the division because everybody else is way behind, and Toronto's still in it, so there you go. 3 very good records in that division. So, I don't think we're going to see a lot of change. The question is, who's going to win the wild card? Los Angeles is most likely in the National League, and then it's really up for grabs when it comes to New York, perhaps Toronto, and Clevetown. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's take a look at the league leaders. Let's hope I have this in order. I do. Great. This is maybe the most remarkable thing that I've seen in a long time in Baseball Mogul, is that we actually have a team where we have 2 players not only batting over 300, but they're in the top 10. And Pudge Rodriguez just keeps raking. He had a 2-run home run today and 3 RBI. He's batting .340 on the year. And Nefi Perez has dropped from like 380 to 350. So the game is really overcorrecting him. With a month to go, it's not impossible that Pudge could be the National League batting champion if he keeps going the way he's going. We do have to be consistent in giving him days off before the game tells us to give him days off. And I think that's what's been working, is nearly every series I give him 1 day off and put Damian Miller in there. So we have to keep doing that. Fernando Vina, Jason Bates. We got all the Colorado boys in here. John Olerud, Higgy, and Klesko. There are still 19 batters batting over 300. That's kind of unheard of. I think in the National League this year, there's only 1 batter batting over 300, which is pathetic, but that's where we are in baseball. So there's the batting average leaders. We're going to do all the batters first, and we'll try to get through them quickly. And look at this. Pudge Rodriguez, despite giving him days off, has in the top 25 in at-bats. It's kind of weird. Jose Valentin has the most for what it's worth. Doubles. We do not have anybody on this list. We never do. Jason Williams has 37, and Kevin Young from Pittsburgh, we just faced, has 36. So there might be a couple of guys that get to 40, but we're not on the list. All right. Who grounds into the most double plays? Todd Helton. And we got a couple catchers in there. Lots of catchers. Nobody in our team. Extra base hits. Pudge with 49, but Ryan Klesko has the most. Let's look at him real quick. 34 doubles, 3 triples, 26 home runs. On the Braves, they're going to win the division. Maybe that is your MVP for the year. Batting average over 300. He's in the top 10 in most categories. That's kind of amazing. Pudge has 49. Bobby's got 47. Matt Williams has 42. All right, next category. Okay, we're going to look at all the fielding while we're right here. At catcher, yeah, that's embarrassing. Pudge, 989 in the middle of the pack. He's got 9 errors. And look what mathematically, his defensive range last year, non-sim, 36.1, and then he's at 1.1 for us. And people run it. The pitchers are stealing on him. Once they get their double, they're stealing third base. It's just stupid. That's Brad Ausmus. Yeah, no one ever said this game was realistic. Okay, Travis Lee is qualifying now. He has yet to make an error. Same can be said for Todd Helton, who also has a 99 rating at first base. Andres Galarraga is the bad one. There's Durazo, now in the White Sox, but with us he had a 994, which is still pretty good for a first baseman. Second base, well, Junior Spivey qualifies, although he has not been consistently getting opportunities at second base. I don't know how he qualifies, but Jason Bates is the best as of right now. Third base, shockingly, Matt Williams is fourth. Edgardo Alfonso and Andy Tracy kind of running away with it right now. That will be interesting to see who wins that category. Jay Bell, fifth at short with a 974. Chris Gomez leading the National League. Left field, Meat Hook way down there. He's terrible. Billy McMillan is the best. Take a look at the center fielders. Rob Ryan, he does make a lot of errors out there, and his range, we'll take a look. His range is good, but his range factor is terrible. So he's got a bad arm, and he's not a good fielder, but he gets to a lot of them. And maybe that's why he makes more errors, is he gets to more to make errors. Is my way of trying to think about it logically and make excuses. All right, so there's center fielder. Let's take a look at right fielder. Bobby. This is not true. Now, Bobby did make errors in the outfield, and technically, he's not playing his position. He's a left fielder. Right field is supposedly his better outfield position. But fielding is bad, range is bad. His arm is great. And so, he's been throwing people out. Mike Miesky is the best right fielder. Maybe next year we switch him back to left field. I don't know. We'll see. Who's played the most games? 127 games for Jason Williams. We don't have anyone on that list because we've switched up a lot. Today was game 132, so there's only 30 games to go. Hits. Who's got the most hits? It's got to be Pudge. No. Nefi Perez, that makes sense. He has 176. That's 15 hits more than Pudge. That's very impressive. Bobby Higginson right there in the top 10. Nefi Perez might be the only guy that gets to 200. He needs 24 with, roughly 30 games to go. Pudge will not get there because of the days off. Who has been hit by pitch the most? Kevin Young 10 times. I mean, this is the tough part about Baseball Mogul, is that if you play game by game, you're not getting hit by pitch. Like it's a thing that happens only when the game wants to score runs, right? So it doesn't happen organically. It happens intentionally by the game. Home runs, I think this is going to be a little disappointing to everybody. I mean, this is 1998. And the home run leader is Vladimir Guerrero with 34. We may only have one guy hit 30 home runs, and nobody hit 40 in the National League. No Sosa. No McGuire. McGuire's got 26. Barry Bonds has 25. And we are on track for the 20% decrease in home runs, which is the whole purpose of this video series. That means in total, roughly 4,000 home runs will be hit. There were 5,000 in 1998, just a little over 5,000, like 5,090 or something. So we are 20% less than what actually happened that year. So, I mean, good job by the game. But you can certainly see with 1 month to go, with 30 games to go, there is nobody who's just powerhousing their way to a home run title. Vladimir Guerrero does have 7 more than the second hitter in the category, which is Jeff Jenkins and Matt Williams. And Matt Williams has gone dead, right? Look at his log. He has 3 home runs in the last 20 games, and 2 of them came in one game 2 weeks ago, right? So if he's hitting 1 home run every 2 games, I mean every 10 games or 2 weeks, like that's not very helpful. And he's in a huge slump. Anyway, I mean, does that mean more guys are getting 10 home runs that might not normally have gotten to 10? I don't know. I'm not sure how the game proportions it, but anyway, you see what's happening since I've done that. If we had done a 20% more, would this be more fun? That's my question. Or would I be even more angry during games as the balls are flying out of the stadium against us? Home run percentage, 7%. So we don't have anybody at 10%. Which is what a slugger will typically be around. 10 home runs every 100 at-bats. If you want to get to like, you know, home run records level, you know. And that doesn't seem to be happening here. Okay. Intentional walks. Raul Mondesi has 15. Pudge has been walked 4 times intentionally. And there's everybody in between. On base percentage, I'm very excited to say that Bobby Higginson's got a on base percentage over 400. Barry Bonds, 440. I mean, look, we got 3 Hall of Famers right there to lead the category, and that's important. Like, I'm glad to see that. You go down the list, and you got a couple more with Vladimir and Pudge. There's Chipper, Mark McGuire. So there are some big names on that list. And Bobby Abreu is no slouch. I mean, he might get into the Hall of Fame. Although I wouldn't vote him, but it could happen. Outfield assists. Yeah, Dimitri Young's got 7 because he's got the weak-ass arm. David DeLucci, we traded him to Houston. He's got a 73 arm, and, of course, he's thrown out 13. Bobby has 6 because of the bulk of opportunities. Let's take a look at OPS. I think OPS and WAR is probably the 2 categories that really tell you whether or not you're a good hitter. Your OPS has got to be over 700 if you want to play in the major leagues, in my opinion. And Bobby is better than Pudge. Barry Bonds, the best overall. In real life, many players will have over 1,000. In Sims, it almost never seems to happen. Having said that, there's no Matt Williams because he can't get on base. His batting average is too low. All right. Plate appearances. It's also Jose Valentin. We got nobody on that list. We don't care about range factor, really. RBI. Here we go. Hey, Jeff Bagwell just hit 100 with a month to go. That is the third consecutive year. I mean, he basically has hit half the home runs that he hit in 97, but his batting average is up 20 points. He might get 100 walks. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. Pudge. Oh, Pudge is blown by Bobby in RBI. Oh, because Pudge had the RBI total with Atlanta before we traded for him. That's why he's ahead. Otherwise, Bobby does lead the team with 76. Matt Williams on the list with 73. Runners thrown out by the catcher. Okay, so Pudge does have 39, but he's only thrown out 33%. He'd probably have 60 if the game, if base runners were actually attempting to steal on him, like they would, they would in real life. I guess but it's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that if the game was realistic, anybody that would run on him would get thrown out 50% of the time. He'd have 60 total runners thrown out based on what the game tries to do, if that makes sense. But Brad Ausmus is right there, too. Cool. Here's the percentage, which doesn't make any sense. 35.8. Oh, because it's also calculating Atlanta. Okay. Fantastic. Sandy Martinez for the Cubs, who's just barely got a better than average arm, has a higher percentage than Pudge. Guillermo Garcia, who is that? I don't know. An 80. Oh, well, you know what? Let's just see. We know that Ausmus has a good arm. Lampkin's an 85. Levis an 83. Jason Kendall, oops, god darn it, has a bad arm, right? 72. So he's got a 72 arm. He's throwing out 31%, and Pudge is only 5% better. All right. Runs scored. Bobby with 83. I guess he's got an outside chance of getting to triple digits. Barry Bonds has 91. Yeah, all the best hitters in the game, pretty much. They're in the top 10, with the exception of Marvin Bernard, but he's a leadoff hitter. And Billy McMillan was an all-star in our sim. He was the all-star MVP, in fact. Okay, sacrifice hits. Greg Maddux. Okay. Sac flies. Yeah, we'll never be on that list. Let's see. Slugging, I don't really care about. Steals. Trinidad Hubbard is 20 up on Kilvio Veras. 64 for 78 in his first season as an everyday player at age 34. That's fine. Bobby and Rob Ryan have the team lead. Okay. Steal success. Bobby. Yeah, he's 18 for 20. That's pretty good. Darryl Hamilton has the best. 37 for 39. That's picking your spot. Who has struck out the most? Melvin Nieves. God, that's a great baseball card. We have no one on this list, but next year, when we play Tony Batista every day at shortstop, he's going to strike out a ton, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Who strikes out the least amount? Hey, Fernando Vina by a large margin. Oh my gosh. He has struck out 10 times in 421 at-bats. Wow. That is putting the ball in play. And he doesn't even bunt. What's his bunting? 85. Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive. I mean, anybody on our team that hits and runs, which we don't have much of anymore, other than Pudge, would be on this list, but we don't have anyone. Okay. Total bases. Klesko and Vladdy battling it out. One of those two guys will be the MVP. Triples. Jay Bell has 6. Barry Larkin has 1 more. There's Pudge and Bobby. Walks. There's Bobby Higginson, 65. It's pretty good. He might get to 75, I guess, which would be solid. Barry Bonds already over 100. Melvin Nieves, this guy is all or nothing, huh? He's like home run, walk, or strikeout. 3 true outcomes. OPS is over 700, so that's okay by me. And, okay, that's it. So let's look at the pitchers categories. We'll just go down the list. Complete games. Yeah, we're not really doing that, are we? But no surprise, Greg Maddux has the most. We don't have anybody. ERA. Let's take a look at ERA. Ted Lilly, Rookie of the Year and maybe the Cy Young Award. 250. Matt Clement is a rookie. It's just dumb. Maddox, Harnish. Pete Shorrock had a better ERA than Hampton before he just got slaughtered. He might have been... I got it right here. Oh, nope, I guess I don't. I think he had a 3.30 ERA before that last start. But anyway, I mean, we got 2 pitchers representing our team. That's pretty good, I guess. Games pitched. Omar Dahl. That's why you got pushed all the way back to the 2nd tier. He's pitched the most games so far. There's Felix, Chris Hammond, and Nelson Cruz. Is there anybody that we got rid of that's on this list? No. Okay. Who induced the most double plays? Wow, Mike Hampton has 17. Wait, what's his ground ball percentage? Super low. I mean, it makes no sense. Why have these stats? Pardon me. I still contend the ratings actually have no impact on the game. Let's see here. Hits per 9 inning. Robinson Checo only gives up 6 hits per 9. You won't find anybody on our list. And no Rockies players either. Okay, I'm not sure we ever looked at that before, but who's hit the most batters? Masumi Kawada has hit 12. And Bunch and Kawakami and Larry Lubers. Okay, home runs allowed. Who's giving it up? Robinson Checo. What? All right. He's given up 28 home runs. Brian Anderson. Makes sense. Soft tosser. Doesn't really strike anyone out. But think of this. Like, No starting pitcher has given up 30 home runs, right? And in this era, and the years to come, it's normal that almost every starter who makes a start every 5 days is going to give up at least 30 because you have to. Innings pitched. Ted Lilly, with one more start, is going to be over 200 with a month to go. We got nobody on this list. Let's see. Quality starts. I don't really care about this, but we'll look. Yeah, Ted Lilly. I mean, it's the two rooks. Andy Benes on the list as well. We had to get rid of him. We had to shed that money. It was a good decision. He's on a bad team. He's 4-3 with a 2.63 ERA, though. So, good job by him. All right. But Mike Hampton's on the list. That's about it. Quality start percentage. Okay. Sterling Hitchcock. Oh, 9 out of 10. Okay. Wow, with a 1.49 ERA, but he broke his hip. All right. Okay. Other pitching categories of note. We're almost done here. Saves. Antonio Osuna with 36. It's a tight battle. How many of these are actually closers right now, though? Because the game just switches people off whenever it feels like it. Troy Percival, what a disappointment. Save success. Yeah, we're not really impressing anybody in that category. Oogie Urbina, the hatchet man, 22 out of 23. All right. What else we got here? Shutouts? Anybody got 2? Yeah. 6 pitchers have 2. 3 Dodgers pitchers do. And Maddox and Kevin Brown. Okay. Who's had the most starts? We have 4 pitchers with 28 as of right now. And I'm sure many of these other pitchers are in that cycle. Then we have strikeouts pitched. Ted Lilly with 211. It's not even close. Ted Lilly is going to win the Cy Young and the Rookie of the Year. And it is Montreal teammates number 2. Andy Benes is number 3. Looking down the list. I think Shorrock is just short of that. I think he's got 117 or something. All right. Did we look at walks? Yeah, we did. Okay. Wins. Here we go. Last category. Well, Ted Lilly's got 11. Ted Lilly has 11. Tough to say. An 11 wins for Mike Hampton right there. And we have 3 pitchers that got to double-digit wins. That's pretty good, I suppose. All right, so we are just going to very quickly, with the main categories, flip it over to the American League. Mike Sweeney leading the American League with a .343 batting average. Oh, out of curiosity, they have 14 hitters now over 300. I think last month they only had 9 or 10. I don't know why that is, but it's happening. Hey, Cal Ripken batting .320. Home runs. Jose Canseco has 36. I mean, that's realistic. And Tony Clark did hit over 30 a couple of years. But Griffey with 27. Juan gone. Albert Bell. Giambi's still pretty young. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, let's just look at the longer list. 18 guys have 20. Frank Thomas has 21. Sammy Sosa has 22. Crime Dog. Harold Baines. Palmero. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I don't think we hurt the game by trying to make it more realistic. But also, is it 20% more boring than it would have been? I don't know. Hey, they got 4 guys over 100 RBI. A couple more getting pretty close. And Kenny Lofton has 73 stolen bases, 73 for 80. We have never had in any of our sims someone get to triple digits. He needs 27 more stolen bases in the month of September. The closest we've ever got, you may remember, was Kim Allen of the Seattle Mariners in our Tiger sim. I want to say he got to 94 or 96 or 98 and did not quite get there. The most I have ever had with a batter is 88 with Ron Woods of the Tigers. I got him to 88. And then one time I had Ozzie Smith on my Tigers team. And he got to 80, I think. That's the other one that got close. So we got ERA, we got wins, we got strikeouts, pitched, and we got saves. Okay, it looks like one pitcher under an ERA of 3. That is Randy Johnson. There's Pedro, Musina, Juan Guzman, Coney, Clemens. Wow. No, 25th spot is almost 5. Interesting. Wins? Oh my gosh, Brett Saberhagen has 19 wins going into September. Let's look at his log. That's an impressive log. He's got 1 L. And that was his most recent start. So is the game going to start to screw him over now? That's what I think will happen. This is the first of many L's on his forehead. Oh, boy. Strikeouts pitched. Oh, they have one guy. It's Pedro, 200. No Randy. I mean, Randy's second. Wait, how many strikeouts to innings pitched? Okay, so he's more than 9. What about Rocket? 178 and 179, so that's not accurate. Okay. And then saves, Randy Myers, Montgomery, Mariano, Tom Gordon, Jeff Sparks. Okay. All right. There you have it, folks. There is your end of the month of August summary video. We're going to come back tomorrow with our updated roster, and we're going to close out this month. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, we're trying to accumulate stats at this point out. We're trying to find out if we can get the back of the rotation guys to get right. And that's really all of our goals. I mean, we don't really have anybody in AAA that we're excited about. It's going to take a couple of years of draft picks to have anybody have any value to our team as a September call-up. So, we play it out. And then we have the Seattle Pilots to look forward to when this series is done. That team is so much worse, but I feel like it's going to be more fun, like the 62 Mets. Like they're going to lose 120 games, but it's going to be fun to see them squander leads and such. So, all right, that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Like and or subscribe, and we will catch you next time.